Good morning everybody, this is Nikki from the Swim Sport and Leisure Centre, ready to do our gentle mobility and stretch class just to create a little bit more flexibility, stability and get you moving a little bit throughout the body. So hopefully you've got your towel on the ground or your mat if you're a yoga follower. You have a few props, maybe a rolled up towel or a cushion handy that you can use to help you relax the body. So beginning from there. So just standing with your feet hip width apart, lengthen the tailbone and lift the belly up so that you've got the spine in a neutral position. Then tuck the chin to the chest and keeping that chin tucked in, just start to gently roll the body down towards the mat. So we're going to do a forward bend, but we're going to do it nice and slowly, and we're going to use our body weight to come down. So just dropping down. Keep the knees soft. Keeping the knees soft allows that lower back to stretch. Now as you come up, round that back out. So really round the back out, stretching the spine and slowly coming up. And then last of all, roll the shoulders back and head up. Take a breath in and let's do that again. So we'll repeat it, chin on chest, rolling down. Soften those knees and let the body weight stretch that lower back. Round the back out, breathe in, take a breath in, and as you exhale, slowly come up. Rounding that back, stretching that spine, and finally coming up. Raising the arms above the head, interlace the fingers and press the hands up. Stretching to the side, breathing out, up and coming in, breathe in. And as you exhale, just slowly stretch up and out to the side. Coming up. Back to the center, inhale, and as you exhale, just come up to the side. Now we're going to bend forward once again, keeping that spine nice and straight, coming down to the ground. Now either grasping the ankle on the inside of the left leg, or the calf or the knee, however far you can get down. Bring the hand to the waist and turn the elbow up towards the ceiling, creating a slight twist in the spine. Releasing that, bring the right hand into the right leg, either at the ankle, the calf, or the knee, thigh, wherever is comfortable. Bring the left hand to the waist and raise the elbow. Good. And releasing. Coming out of this, just raise the arms, coming up, bring the arms to the side of the body. Just turning on your mat, so you're standing on your mat or towel lengthwise, just coming down. So let's just tuck the chin in, coming down, roll down. Just think about that, protecting the neck, and gently rolling down, coming down. So bringing the hands to the mat, walk the hands out a little bit, stretch the legs out, soften the knees so you can push the hips back and just swing those hips backwards and forwards. Gently lower the knees to the mat so you're in a kneeling position. Make sure the knees are hip width apart and that the feet are in line with the knees and that the hands are under the shoulders. Just rounding the back out, so take a breath in, hollow the back. Inhale, round the back out and draw it up, right up to the shoulders, then tuck the chin right into the chest. Coming back down, hollow that back out, bring the head back. Once more, let's repeat that. Just round that back. Really roll those shoulders up, hunch those shoulders, and then coming back down again. So we're going to do a shoulder stretch this time. Get the right arm, thread that behind the left arm, bringing the shoulder down to the mat. Then bring the left arm around to the waist. Bring the cheek to the mat if you can. Bring the left arm back to the mat, push yourself up, and let's repeat that on the other side. Thread the left arm behind the right, bring the cheek to the mat, and bring that arm to the waist. Pushing up. Just sitting up on the knees. Bring one foot forward. Make sure the knee's in line with the foot. This leg stays straight. Bring the hands, rest the hands on the side to stabilize the upper body. Straighten that spine, lengthen the tailbone, and then push forward, stretching that hip flexor. Nice tight hips. If you need to, you can put one hand on the ground just to stabilize yourself if you're feeling a bit wobbly. Coming back to that position, and then we're going to bring one hand to the outside of the right knee, so the left hand comes over to the outside of the right knee, and then we just gently turn our shoulders, doing a gentle spinal twist to get some of that mobility back into that lower back. Okay, and we're going to repeat that on the other side. So you can lift the foot back if you need to. Come back to that kneeling position. Come up to the kneeling upright. Bring that foot forward. So bring the hands to that left thigh and then kneel forward. If you need to bring the hand down to steady yourself, by all means do that. Now, the longer you can hold a stretch, the better. We like to hold the stretch for about 30 seconds to 2 minutes, depending on how tight those muscles are and how your tolerance system is. Coming back, we're going to stretch those thighs at the front, just coming back. So if you need to, you can use a block or a pillow if you can't get all the way down, just to make that a little bit more comfortable. So you can put the block on your heels, and that way you can still do the stretch, and the nervous system will relax those muscles. And then you can gently ease that block out a little bit and slowly get yourself coming down. Now we're going to do a little bit of inversion. So we bring our hands just under our thighs here, keeping the spine straight and the head in line with the spine. We're just going to rise up gently, push ourselves off from our heels, and bring our head to the mat. This is the start of inversion. It's really good for the circulation to the brain. It gets you feeling a bit more active and alive and awake. Into the hands to the side, push yourself back up. Okay, just coming to the side, Bring the hands and roll the feet underneath. So then lowering yourself down to the mat this way. Okay. So we're going to do a leg exercise. So we're going to bring our leg up to tabletop, our right leg up to tabletop position. We're going to grasp that leg and draw it into the hip flexor, slightly at an angle, and stretch that. Work at keeping the lower back on the mat. So you get that stretch through the pelvis. And always start on the right side as we are massaging the ascending colon, which is part of your large intestine. And you certainly don't want to encourage the large intestine to go to the reverse. Good. Then stretch the leg up. Just grasp the back of the thigh. Keep the knees soft at this stage and draw the leg back, keeping that lower back on the mat. Flex the foot forward so the soles of the feet are facing the ceiling. Then gently stretch the heel towards the ceiling as you straighten that leg out. You should feel a strong stretch now. Please don't go into pain. Doesn't matter how straight you get the leg, but you just need to feel that slight stretch. Bring the knee back down. And then slowly bring the foot to the mat and straighten the leg out. Bring the left leg to tabletop position, so that's at right angles. Grasp behind the thigh and then bring it towards you over the hip and grasping the shin. Just gently press in until you feel a pinching feeling between the hip and the leg. Just hold it there. And remember to breathe while you're doing this. It's most important to just exhale and inhale. So, to let go of the breath and empty those lungs. You should, as you exhale, you should feel that belly button moving as you empty the lungs all the way down from here. Now raise the leg gently as far as you can, keeping the knees soft, and draw it back. Once again, focusing on that lower back, keeping that lower back on the mat. This is the beginning of stretching those hamstrings, those long, tight muscles at the back of the leg, the top of the leg. So stretch the foot up and flex the foot. So you want the sole of the foot looking at the ceiling. Just remember not to force it. Use your breath to relax those tight muscles. Bend the knee down and slowly straighten it. Okay. Now bring the right leg, the foot of the right leg, onto the thigh of the left leg. Bring the opposite hand across to the knee. Keeping the shoulders on the mat, gently draw the knee across as far as is comfortable. Coming back to the center, Bring the leg gently up, bring the foot to the ground and slide down. Let's do the other side, bringing the left leg across to the right thigh. Opposite hand to the knee. So you can go as low, you don't have to go to the upper thigh, you can go down there just where it's comfortable and draw it across. Keep the shoulders on the mat. Head goes in the opposite direction. Back, gently slide the foot off the thigh and lengthen it down. Bring the two soles of the feet together and let the knees drop to the outside, rather in the shape of a diamond. If you need to, you can use a cushion to support underneath the knee and to just relax it so that the nervous system will let go. So you can have a pillow on either side of the knee and just open up the legs. You don't have to have them right up, just they can be low, just to where it's comfortable for you. Make sure the lower back is in touch with the ground. Just take a few deep breaths and exhale. Inhale and then exhale, really letting that lower back go and opening those hips. Bringing the knees up to the center, just stretch out. And just pedal the foot a little bit just to relax those hips. Now bring one foot on the outside of your mat or your towel. Make sure they're wide. Keeping the shoulders on the mat, drop both knees towards the floor. Now the right side, whichever is the upper side of your body, can raise a little bit to get that stretch across to that big tight band that goes down the outside of our hips and causes so many problems. So if you've ever had bursitis, you'll know that that IT band is really, really tight. Once again, the head goes in the opposite direction. Coming back to the center, we'll do the same on the other side. Bring the knees across, dropping them down towards the floor. Don't worry about how far this knee, the upper knee goes. Just work on it, but don't stress it. Keep it nice and relaxed and easy. Bring the legs to the center. Bring the feet back onto the mat, hip width apart. So we're going to bring the right leg up to tabletop position. We're going to bring the right hand to the outside of the right knee. Bring our left hand to our thigh, and we're going to drop that hip out to the side. Lengthen that left leg. Just bring it so the elbow can rest on the floor, so that you're nice and relaxed. And those muscles can let go, opening that hip. So once again, only as far as is comfortable. The important thing is keeping that left hip in line with the body and keeping the left buttocks on the mat. Gently bring it back to tabletop position, drop the foot to the mat and slide it down. Let's do the other side, bringing the foot up to tabletop position, bring the left hand to the outside of the left knee and open up. Right hand comes to the hip, anchoring that hip down to the mat and coming and opening up that hip joint. So as far as is comfortable for you. May only be there, and that's fine. You know your body, you know how far it's comfortable to stretch and what feels okay. Okay, bring the leg back to right angles, drop the foot down and stretch it out. Once again, just give it a little bit of a wiggle and let it relax. Okay, so now we're going to come to what we call an inversion. It's sort of lifting the lower body up. Now, the first step that you can do is actually you can use a chair, if that's comfortable for you, and you can be in that position, okay? Or you can use the chair to lean, or the couch to lean the legs up to bring them into that position, or you can use a wall, whatever is comfortable, or you can just relax the legs up against the chair. So coming back to that, so whatever is suiting you. The second step is you will lift one leg up to being at right angles to the body and then lift the other leg up. This may be as far as is comfortable for you. And stay in that position and gently breathe. Draws all the blood down and helps the lymph system to return that used blood, the deoxygenated blood, back to the heart, which allows the fresh oxygenated blood to come back to our tissues and allow it to regenerate and do all the things it needs to do. So coming back up, so the second stage of that, or the next step that you can take, is you might actually like to come up. And this might be as far as you'd like to go, this way. So you just keep the knees above the forehead, hands behind the hips. And the final stage, if you're feeling really adventurous, is to do that full shoulder stand. Now relax that lower jaw, jut it out, and just do a couple of breaths in this position. For those of you who are in the full position, bring the knees to the forehead. Bring the hands down to the mat, and using the hands, slowly release that lower back down to the mat. So we're all in this position, nice and comfortable. Bend one knee down to the ground, bring the foot on the ground, stretch it out. And the other one down, stretch it out. And just let the spine relax a little bit. Just take a big breath and breathe it out. Just breathe it out and feel that spine relax. Okay, coming back up. Bring the left leg at right angles to the mat. Bring the right knee or foot onto the thigh. And just thread the hands through and lift. Now, if this is as far as you can come, use the other hand, use your right hand to the right thigh, just to push that out to open, and just stay there and work on stretching and opening that knee as far as you can so you can get that right angle. For those of you who have the right angle, thread the hands through and just grasp the thigh. And this is one you don't force, because the more force you need and the more you go into struggle, the less benefit you get or gain. And it's all about how much you can gain out of doing the movement. This stretches the piriformis, which causes the bursitis and a lot of hip problems, as well as the small glute muscles. Dropping that foot down, bringing that one up. Let's do the other side and coming across. Now, keeping that leg at right angles, stretch that leg up and bring it across to the right leg, so the left leg goes over the right leg. Bring the right hand to the left kneecap and just roll it over. And just relax. Coming back to the center, lift that leg, and let's repeat that on the other side. So just gently extend that leg up, cross over the left thigh, and bring it down. Once again, you can rest a cushion underneath that knee. You can use a prop, anything, a rolled up towel, just to support that knee to allow you to relax. And as I said earlier, the longer you can hold that stretch, the better. Stretch it up and coming down. Now we're going to do the rolling bridge. We're going to lengthen the tailbone and lift the belly up and slowly raise the pelvis off the ground and coming up. Stretch the lower back towards the heels and slowly uncurl. Lift up, lengthen that lower back, lift the belly towards you, coming up, nice and strong. Excuse me. Stretch the buttocks towards the heels and coming down. Let's do one more. Lengthen that tailbone, lift the belly up, curl that pelvis off the floor and slowly coming up. Stretch the buttocks towards the heels and uncurl the spine as you're coming down. So that's called a rolling bridge. Stretch the legs out. Push up on your hands and then on your elbows and come up to a sitting position with the legs outright. So bending the knees up, flexing the feet towards you. Just raise the arms. Stretch that belly forward. Come forward. So raise the belly onto the ground. Bring the arms underneath the back of your thighs. And just keeping the head in line with the spine. Stretching that lower back. Coming up the same way as you came in, come on up and just drop the hands down. Bringing the feet slightly apart. What I want you to do is make two fists, and to get that nice straight spine, use your arms to lift yourself out of the pelvis and push yourself gently forward. So get the length in the front and the back of the body and then come forward. Don't hunch the back. You want to keep that length, so you're actually stretching that lower back and moving through the pelvis. So you're lifting the trunk out of the pelvis and then you're coming forward. Bringing the legs together, just give them a little shake. Once again, let's come back to our kneeling position. Hands underneath, the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, knees hip width apart. Tuck the toes underneath, stretch back. Push the hips as high as you can. Lowering the heels towards the ground, but keeping the knees soft. Walk the hands towards the feet. Bring one hand to the thigh, to the calf, or to your kneecap, just above the knee, and the other one, and coming up. And to finish off, we're just going to do a forward roll. So we're stretching up nice and high, so stretch those hands up, and then coming forward. Tuck the chin in, let yourself come down. See how much further you can stretch. Feel the flexibility and that mobility in your body. Round the back out, coming on up, and then rolling down and just finishing up with one, and turning to the side, a final twist. Keep the hips to the front as much as possible. Come back to the center, and then to the other side. And coming back to the center. Thank you very much, and have a good week. And this is our final session, so we'll see you back at the gym and hopefully do some stretches there together. Thank you. Bye.